Picture this scenario, because I bet almost everyone watching this has felt it in the pit of their stomach at least once. You are driving to work, maybe running a few minutes late, and suddenly that check engine light pops on. Your heart sinks. You know logically that fixing the problem right now might cost $300. But you look at your bank account, and you have exactly $42 to your name until Friday. So you ignore it. You turn up the radio to drown out the weird rattling noise. You pray. 2 months go by, and because you didn't have that $300, the car breaks down on the highway. You need a tow truck, which is $200. The original part that was broken has now been destroyed, your transmission. So, the repair is $2,000. And because you can't get to work, you miss 2 shifts and lose $300 in wages. That initial inability to pay $300 has now spiraled into a $2,500 catastrophe. This isn't just bad luck, this is a mathematical trap. It is the distinct, measurable, and suffocating cost of not having money. This isn't motivation, this is a financial reality, and episode by episode, we're breaking out. If you are someone who feels like you are working harder every single year, but your bank balance never seems to actually go up, welcome to the most expensive 6 minutes and 30 seconds of your life. Why being broke is actually the most expensive hobby you can have. Here's the thing about money that most financial gurus get wrong. They tell you that wealth is a result of discipline and poverty is a result of bad habits. They say things like, stop buying lattes or cancel Netflix as if saving $12 a month is going to revolutionize your life. But that advice ignores a fundamental economic reality known as the Boots theory of socioeconomic unfairness. The theory comes from a character named Sam Vines in a Terry Pratchett novel, and honestly, it explains the wealth gap better than most economists with PhDs. The theory goes like this. Take 2 men. One is rich, one is poor. The rich man buys a pair of $50 boots. They are high-quality leather stitched properly. Those boots lasted him 10 years. The poor man cannot afford $50. He only has $10. So he buys the cheap cardboard boots, but those boots fall apart after 1 season. So the next year, he has to spend another $10, and the year after that. Over the same 10-year period, the poor man has spent $100 on boots, double what the rich man spent. And yet he still has wet feet. The rich man is dry, comfortable, and $50 richer. This is the math of being poor. You are forced to pay a premium for the lack of capital. You might be thinking, okay, that's a nice story about boots, but how does that apply to my actual life in 2026? Well, look around you. This dynamic is everywhere. Let's talk about something as basic as toilet paper. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but stay with me. If you have $50 to spare, you go to Costco or Sam's Club. You buy the mega pack of toilet paper. The cost per roll might come out to something like $50. You are set for months. But if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have $50 to lock up in toilet paper inventory. You have $4. So you go to the corner store or the bodega and you buy the 4-pack. The cost per roll is $1.50. You are literally paying 3 times more for the same product simply because you couldn't afford the bulk price. This is what we call the poverty premium. It applies to mayonnaise, laundry detergent, diapers, especially diapers, and almost every non-perishable good in your house. The math says that if you are broke, your inflation rate is technically higher than a rich person's inflation rate because you are perpetually locked out of economies of scale. But it gets significantly darker than just groceries. Let's talk about the banking system. This is where I get genuinely frustrated because the system is designed to punish you for stumbling. If you have $10,000 in your checking account, the bank treats you like royalty. No monthly fees, free checks, maybe even a little interest, although probably not much. But let's say you are struggling. You have $20 in your account. A subscription you forgot about hits for $25. You are now negative $5. Does the bank say, hey, looks like you're having a rough month. Let's cover you? No. They hit you with a $35 overdraft fee. Think about the annual percentage rate, the APR on that transaction. You effectively borrowed $5 for a day, and it cost you $35. That is an interest rate of 700%. If a loan shark did that, they would go to jail. When a bank does it, it's just standard policy. Last year alone, banks made billions of dollars in overdraft fees almost exclusively from people with less than $1,000 to their names. The rich get paid interest. The poor pay interest. It is a wealth transfer from the bottom to the top, disguised as service fees. And look, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, just don't spend money you don't have. And theoretically, yes, you are right. But psychology plays a massive role here that we cannot ignore. There is a concept called the scarcity mindset. Studies have shown that when you are legitimately worried about money, when you don't know how you're going to pay rent next week, your functional IQ actually drops by about 13 points. That is the equivalent of missing a night of sleep. Your brain is so consumed with immediate survival that you physically lose the capacity to make long-term strategic decisions. This is why when people are broke, they often make decisions that look stupid to outsiders. They take a payday loan with 400% interest. They buy the lottery ticket. They eat fast food instead of cooking. It's not because they're dumb. It's because their cognitive bandwidth is maxed out just trying to survive the day. The boots theory isn't just about the math of money. It's about the math of mental energy. The rich man doesn't just save $50 on boots. He saves the mental energy of not having to worry about his feet getting wet for 10 years. Now, here's the part most people miss. Knowing why being broke is expensive doesn't free you from the trap. The only thing that does is learning how to build just enough financial margin to escape it. In the next episode, I'm breaking down the first money rule schools never taught you, the exact move that separates people who stay stuck in this cycle from people who quietly get out. If this video made you feel seen, hit subscribe because this series is about turning paycheck stress into financial leverage. And share your experience in the comments section below if you've ever lived this. I read every single one.